Donald Trump is keeping everyone guessing on whether Iran is still firmly on his radar, as signals from Washington remain mixed and unpredictable. On January 19th, the US president reposted a Fox News interview clip on social media featuring commentator Mark Thiessen, drawing attention to a provocative claim. In that interview, Thiessen suggested Trump would soon visit a free Iran, free Havana, free Caracas, framing regime change as an end-of-term legacy image. The Fox clip claimed Trump would make those visits before leaving office in 2028, implying major geopolitical transformations could happen under his watch. Trump's latest hint lands at a time when tensions with Iran are still simmering, keeping the region and US bases on heightened alert. On January 20th, a senior Iranian military official issued a fresh warning to the US, threatening severe retaliation if Trump escalates further. Brigadier Abolfazl Sherkachi condemned Trump for allegedly calling Supreme Leader Ayatollah Khamenei a sick man, according to Iran International. His remarks came after Politico interview in which Trump argued Iran needs new leadership, linking protest unrest to his calls for change. Politico reported Trump described Khamenei as a sick man and urged him to stop killing protesters, language Tehran is treating as a direct threat. Sherkachi said Iran does not take Trump's noise seriously, but warned Trump knows what would happen if anyone tries to harm Iran's leader. Sherkachi claimed that if a hand is stretched toward Khamenei, Iran would not only cut that hand off but would set their world on fire, framing it as a real promise. Sherkachi added that this is not a slogan, and said Iran would leave no safe place for its enemies if it is attacked, threatening broad retaliation. On January 18th, Iran's president warned that any attack on Khamenei would lead to a full-fledged war, raising the stakes around leadership threats. Masoud Pezeshkian said aggression against the supreme leader would amount to an all-out war against Iran, presenting the leader as a national red line. On January 17th, Supreme Leader Khamenei also lashed out at Trump, alleging the US played a role in fueling riots and unrest. Khamenei went as far as calling Trump a criminal for backing anti-government protesters, portraying US support as illegitimate interference. He also described protesters as foot soldiers working at America's behest, suggesting the street movement is being directed from abroad.
We do consider the US president a criminal, because of casualties and damages, because of accusations against the Iranian nation. In this revolt, the US president himself intervened directly. He made remarks in person, made statements, and issued threats. He encouraged seditious people to go ahead. He sent messages from the United States to those individuals, whom I will explain later who they were, telling them to move forward and not be afraid. He said, "We do support you militarily." That is, the US president himself entered the unrest and became a part of it. Through hurting people, they, rioters, killed several thousand of them. They, protesters, were emotional young people and teenagers who entered the scene and carried out acts they should not have carried out, engaging in mischief they should not have committed. These were the foot soldiers.
Iran has also claimed it successfully tested a new intercontinental ballistic missile with a range of 10,000 kilometers, in what it calls a major arsenal boost. If true, such a missile could put Washington within range, shifting Iran's deterrence claims from regional to potentially global reach. Defense Security Asia reported that a 10,000-kilometer ICBM would place Washington within striking distance for Tehran, though this remains based on Iranian claims. However, there are still no official confirmations beyond Iran's own statements, and analysts say independent verification is not yet